Hey, what's up everyone, it's your boy, and that's Racing 42 Gaming from Stapleton for Season 1 of the NRLOA Red Bull Cup Series. And here tonight, it is race number 7 of the season, and it's probably the second biggest race of the season. It is the longest race of the season, and it is the Coca Cola 600. 2 days ago, we saw Quentin Moore win the pole, the longest race of the season, and Ford finally get the first four drivers into victory lane and into the chase. Or will it be another Chevy to get it done? Or will Toyota finally get the third win of the season, and first one not coming from Patrick Smith? It's going to be a good one. 80 laps, 2 pit stops. It's going to be good. I hope you guys enjoy it, because it's going to be one heck of a race. But before we get started, here's the top 10 starting positions from the Coca Cola 600. On the pole we have Quentin Moore, and alongside him is Daniel Royals. Third is Veronica Platts and the 14 of Zachary Delano. Fourth is Juan Garcia, one of the hottest guys on my channel right now, and fifth, and Gatlin Downey in sixth, Billy Watson in seventh, and Hannah Hickton in eighth, and then rounding out the top 10 is Tom Jones, which I think that is by far his best qualifying effort of the season, and alongside him is the 3 Pro Series champ and Auto Club winner from this season, Mark Davidson. So it's going to be a good one. 80 laps, 2 pit stops like I said. Who will be able to get it done in the longest race of the season? Let's find out right here, right now, at Charlotte. Let's go.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines have been fired. All 40 cars will roll off. And with that being said, the official starting lineup will scroll from the bottom to the top of the screen. Like I said, it will be 80 laps, 120 miles, longest race of the season, 2 pit stops. Be careful of 3 wide off of 4. It's going to be insane. Who will get it done in the longest race of the season? Quentin Moore, Daniel Royals, Red Bull Cup Series, Charlotte, Coca Cola 600 is underway at Charlotte. Yeah, I'm not doing that now. Not the fucking post it. And it, oh my god, game, and no, they're just gonna screw me over tonight, aren't you? Nah.
Drivers, start your engines!
All 40 drivers have started their engines, and all 40 will get rolling. And with that being said, the full starting lineup will scroll from the bottom to the top of the screen. And like I said, it will be 80 laps, 120 miles, 2 pit stops, longest race of the season, don't go 3 wide too much off the turn 4. It's gonna be a good one. Who's gonna get it done? Quentin Moore, Dan Foils, Coca Cola 600, Red Bull Cup Series at Charlotte. Let's go! Coca Cola 600 underway at Charlotte. And it will be our poster, Quentin Moore, leading lap 1. Meanwhile, the two teammates, Juan Garcia and Veronica Flat, battling for second. Not anymore, because Garcia gets it, oils up to third, and here comes Stiletto, and Flats is just falling back like a rock here at the start. Garcia has been one of the fastest, if not the fastest and most hottest guy on my channel so far. The back-to-back front wins, fairly hot in Cup recently as well, and in Krispy Kreme, he's just on the roll, and he's going to win his first ever Red Bull Cup Series win here in the 600, and he's looking really good at the moment, chasing Quentin Moore down in that 38. Meanwhile, how about Tom Jonas? We've not talked about him that much this season, other than Phoenix, so he nearly flipped over. Same with Travis Crampton. He is out towards the front already here in the 600. Pretty right, we've not heard that much of him this season. He's already out front. Same with Gatman Downey, we've not heard much about him, and he's already into the top 10. So we have lots of guys that we've not mentioned yet this season that often in the top 10 to start the 600. Play right gets by Travis Crampton and Sullivan Juan Garcia. Well, not Juan Garcia, but Jay Chester, my bad. Speaking of Juan Garcia, here he goes, trying to get underneath Quentin Moore in the 38. Still side by side. Down into turns 3 and 4, that's going to allow the 88 and 78 to close back in. And new leader, the 19 of Juan Garcia. Meanwhile, here comes Tom Jones in the 88 underneath Quentin Moore. And Tom Jones and Travis Crampton, they've been battling for last place in the points that basically all season long up to this point. Two guys that need good ones up front and into the top 10 early on. And Tom Jones takes second away from Quentin Moore, and here comes Trey White, who he had a crash at Auto Club in qualifying. And in the race, he went from the back to the front and got, I think, top 10. So, right now it's looking really good for Trey White, trying to get third away from Quentin Moore, and he will. Tom Jones trying to close down on the 19 of Juan Garcia. And if this race goes green long enough, we might see lap traffic after pit stops. But who knows? One of the hard things to do especially if we're in a pack, here at Charlotte, is to get sorry, I'm tired, that's what I'm enjoying this, but like I was saying, one of the hardest things to do at Charlotte is under green flag conditions is to come down onto pit road, because I've seen so many times with mock stuff and random races here at Charlotte that they kind of pile up into one right at the right when people come onto pit road, so that's one thing that you have to be careful for. And Monica Platts, she started third, she's all the way back. And 33rd, ouch, she just got trapped up top, and you don't want that to happen to you, and that's what happened to Platts, and she's all the way back there in the back of the field. Meanwhile, Crampton, Crouch, Downey, and Mark Davidson, the all club when they're having a decent 4-car battle. But up front, Tom Jones did take the race lead away from Juan Garcia, and now Trey White up to second, and here comes Jay Chester up to third. Out closer, Quinton Moore in the 38, trying to take fourth away from Juan Garcia. And we are about halfway through this one, and the tires have not really worn off as much. And unlike the Swiss Supreme Series, where as the one went on, the tires got older, and you could run the top, you can't right now. And that's going to allow Trey White to maybe even take the race lead away from Tom Jonas, because even on old tires, you just can't get a one. Oh, never mind. Tom Jonas got a huge one off the 4 right there, and he's going to keep the race lead. Never mind then. Top 9 are right here together. About 1.5 seconds separating from each other, single file. And then we have this 3-car pack of Jeff Scott, John Andrews, Patrick Smith, and then the 23, the 48, the 42, and the 43 working together. And we have this big old pack throughout the rest of the field. And last week's winner, Johnny Garner, not having a good day so far, battling for the last place of Carter Freeze. Yeah, don't believe what I just said about tires, because now 18 laps in, I think the outside lane can't get a good one up top. So yeah. But Ford, Trey White, and Quinton Moore, those are the only Fords in the top 10. So Jeff Scott's in the top 10, but he's 3 seconds back. But Moore, Trey White, and the rest of the Fords, they're still trying to get the Ford's win of the season. And remember, the 38 and the 34 are teammates. The front row as a whole is having a good day so far in the first fourth of the way in the 600. Can one of these 2 drivers get forward the first Red Bull Cup Series win? Right now it's looking very possible, with the 34 trying to chase down not Quinton Moore, but Tom Jonas, and with Quinton Moore being so strong at the moment. But the bad thing for Moore is that now he's trapped up top, and unless he can get by Jefferson or filing behind Downey, he's going to stay trapped up top, and you don't really want to do that. No, never mind, because Moore gets if he's going off of turn 2 up top. And I am seeing some of these guys, but now 18 to 20 laps into this one, and about 10 to 12 laps left in this one, that are trying that middle to top lane to try to get ever so slightly more speed than the next guy in front of them, which isn't a bad idea, especially the way that we've seen passing so far. Here comes Trey right to the inside of Tom Jones. Can he take the race lead? A good 1 and 2. To 3 and 4. And Trey White will clear him. Jonas can't get a big enough run off of 4. A new race leader. The 34 of Trey White. But because these guys are going side by side, here comes Jay Jepson and Gatlin Downey. And then we have Travis Crampton and Quentin Moore closing back in. And then Mark Davison, Ron Garcia, and Ben Crouch trying to close back in on these top 6 or 7 guys. But ultimately, we've stayed green. We've seen some pretty good racing. Good racing, clean racing so far, but it's going to come down to pit stops of how the next cycle will be, and eventually that 20 laps or so after that pit stops to see if who will get the win in the 600. Let's watch out, because here comes 3 Chevys, the 31, 72, and the 47, and never mind. But 3 Chevys were trying to get by Tom Jonas and freight point him. It's not going to work. Tom Jonas is going to try to do a crossover to the inside of Jay Jepson for second. Meanwhile, this is just going to help Trey White in the 34 gain on his gap late in this first one in the 600. As Quentin Moore's going to make it 3 wide back here. Whoa! They're going to fan it back down long before turn 4, but that was a crazy move from Quentin Moore. And here comes Gatlin Downey and down to second on Tom Jonas. Good battles all the way around this racetrack. Good racing so far. Whoa, Quentin Moore almost came down right in front of Travis Crampton there, but didn't, and Crampton's going to get underneath him and pass him to get by the 38 and move up to 4th. Meanwhile, with all of this side-by-side battle going on, Trey White and the 34 is just gone. See you later, alligator. And this is towards the end of the first one, right before pit stop too. This could help Trey White a ton going into round 1 of pit stops. They finally get single file, but it's not gonna matter because here comes pit stops. Both front row motorsports cars are in. Tom Jonas is in. Jeff Scott. Both BK Racing guys are in. Christian Vargas is in. Nathan Orman is in. And looks like we are good to go. And no problems getting onto pit road. And here comes the second group of them. Gatlin Downey, Travis Crampton, Jefferson, Davison, Crouch, Garcia, Faden, and almost everyone else coming down onto pit road. Platts, who is in the back, stays out. So does Hickton, and so does Sean in the 2. But the guys that stayed out an extra lap are the 42, the 20, the 72, and the 2, pulling some strategy because they know they don't have as fast race cars, and they're pulling a little bit of strategy here. Let's see, where is the 34? There's the 34 of Trey White. Just now going into 3 and 4. Roderick. Just exiting pit road right now. And there's Trey White right there. Tried strategy is gonna help him here, but it's not gonna help him that much, as once it all cycles out, it should be the 34 of Trey White out front here in the Coca Cola 600. And indeed it will. Trey White out front. How about Jeff Scott out of nowhere? He was just outside the top 10 before pit stops. And now he gains roughly 8 or 9 spots. And now the 22 team is up to 2nd. Tom Jones in 3rd, Travis Crampton in 4th. Nathan Faden out of nowhere. He is up to, I believe, 5th. And both BK Racing cars, the 83 and the 23, are into the top 10. And then Gatlin Downey, John Andrews in 9th, and Clint Moore in 10th. 11th, Jay Jepson, 12th, Roger Way, who I've not even seen out front yet today. Pulled some strategy, not bad. He's gonna slot in 12th. And then 13th is Vargas, at least was, because here comes Dale Campbell, who's currently in 14th. Ben Crouch lost a lot of spots after that round of pit stops, dropped back to 15th. Andrew Miller in the 32, and then the 19 lost a lot of spots as Mark Davidson's going to make it 3 wide, back in here. Nathan Orman is back here in like 27th. Tough way for the Atlanta. Zachary Delano, who started, I think, 4th or 5th. He's all the way back in here, outside the top 30. Tough way for him. And we saw Sean and the 20 try to pull the same strategy that the 42 did. But it did not work out for these guys' favor, and they are in the back of the pack. And Trey White, these leaders are about to catch up with some heavy lap cars. John Garner, Daniel Flores, as the 41 is back in. Sean Gilbert comes back in. Tough break for this 41 team. Wait, no. They were all the way 5 laps down, and they have damage. So maybe there was off the plates. I don't know, but tough way for Sean Gilbert and the 41 team. And apparently Shane Winslow is all the way 1 lap down. And there is Shane Winslow in the 37. I don't see any damage, but he is slower than the leaders. So, tough week for Shane Winslow in the 37 team. As Trey White, these 3 guys, the 88, the 47, and the 22, were closing in on Trey White. But not anymore because of Shane Winslow. Tom Jones is going to get by easily. Winslow will let his teammate Crampton go on by easily. And now he will let Jeff Scott go on by. And now that's going to have Trey White have a pretty good gap once again, a 1 second gap, and that's going to be very important because now Trey White's going to have all kinds of lap cars who are not that much slower than him. So this is going to be interesting to see how these leaders get by. Daniel Boyd, Johnny Garner, Sean Owen, and the one of Carter Friesen. Let's see. Trey White he will easily get by Daniel Boyles. And remember, Boyles, he started second, I do believe. And now he is deep in the field. Tough way for him. He's gonna go a lap down. Sean Ellis gonna go a lap down. Texas winner Johnny Garner is all the way locked into the All-Star race and into the playoffs. He's just gonna let Trey White go on by. He now goes a lap down. Next, cars that will go a lap down will be called to freeze when Zachary Guerrero, who started out towards the front. Then we have Ron Pratt in the 20 that started out front, and the 17 of Mitchell Henderson. Meanwhile, here comes Trey White in the 34. Looks like he's gonna just fall. Hold the freezing to go on by the 17 here. Whoa, the 7 way up the back of Johnny Garner. But remember, in case of this caution, these guys are still racing to be the first one lap down too. So, as here comes Clampton, shoves Sean out of the way, and Clampton's up to second now. And now Garner, Clampton is going to shove Garner to the inside and you have Trey White. Trey White's going to get blocked on that line. Trey White had an opening and he took it, and he just lapped Zachary Guerrero. And next, called to go one lap down will be called to freezing in the 1. Crampton is still trying to get by Johnny Garner. Meanwhile, he has just got to the inside of Crampton now. And Tom Jones right behind him. Whoa, Nelly. Crampton lost landing it right on by Johnny Garner. Wow. And he has such a huge one that he's gonna go to the inside of Zachary Guerrero. Wow, Crampton in the 47. He has a really good call and a really good long one call. And off before he got by Garner up top, and 1 and 2 he got just a huge one off before that he dropped down low to get by Guerrero. And now here comes Crampton once again, and he's gonna zoom on by close to freezing in the 1. Next calls to go one lap down are Eli Bright, Hannah Hickton, and from Monica Flats, who Hannah Hickton also tried what Roger Ray, Donald, and Platts did, and it didn't really work out for any of these guys, because 3 out of the 4 are now in the back of the field. And meanwhile, this race has flown on by past halfway, and at the line it will be 31 laps to go here in the Coca Cola 600. But Trey White better watch out, because Travis Crampton is the fastest guy on the racetrack at the moment. Crampton is coming, and Crampton is stuck. Well, not Crampton, but Trey White got stuck beyond the 20 and the 75 really bad. And that's going to allow Crampton to come out of freaking nowhere. And he's going to challenge Trey White in the 34. Possibly for the race lead here. And also think about this. You're about 10 laps away from round 2 of pit stops. And 30 laps to go in the Coca Cola 600. Trey White and Travis Crampton down for the race lead. Here comes Crampton to the inside. Remember, he had such a terrible season. Travis Crampton has. What a race to change the season around to win the longest race of the season. And right now, he could very well do it, as he just took the race lead away from Trey White in the 34. Meanwhile, Tom Jones and Jeff Scott are still stuck behind these lap cars. Wow. And how about the 48 catching back up to these two guys? And, the 42 out of nowhere. Remember, Madison Tall won the Krispy Kreme Series race last night. Can the 42 win here on the Cup side? I don't know. He is quite far back, but who knows? The weights are all equal. And Patrick Smith, he's been consistent this season. Even though he has 2 wins ever since Las Vegas, he has been consistent the past 3 or 4 races. So, Patrick Smith is showing that he might have 2 wins and he hasn't gotten more, but he has been consistent now. And because he has those wins, he is locked in. So, now, from here on out until race 1 of the chase, he just has to keep on getting better and better, and show that he has what it takes to be a champion at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Tom Jones and Jeff Scott finally got by Carter Friesen. Now Tom Jones is going to get by the 75, and now Jonas is going to try to get by Sway White and Travis Crampton, who have caught up to Nicholas Ray, Benny Watson, Nathan Orman, and the 18 of Adam Lewis now. I think it might be a 3-horse fight with Crampton I think it's gonna be a 3-way battle with Crampton, White, and Jonas. But that's if Jonas can close in it enough to these top 2. Because if these top 3 get fairly similar pit stop times, then Jonas will likely be a little bit farther behind than what either Sway White will be behind to Crampton, or Crampton behind of Sway White. So, and that goes the same for Jeff Scott, because he has to stay with Tom Jonas, who has to stay with these top 2 of Sway White and Travis Crampton. Because if they don't, they could be screwed for this win. As speaking of pit stops, here we go. Round 2 of pit stops, Sway White with strategy coming down on that 58. And looks like Sway White is the only guy to come down here on that 58. Now on that 59. Strategy possibly for Sway White. Now Crampton stays out again. And now here comes Jonas, Watson, and everyone else coming down onto pit road. The 31, the 32, the 3, the 13, the 23, the 6, and the 88 all coming down onto pit road. Now here comes Crampton now onto pit road, Woman as well. Now Jeff Scott, Patrick Smith, Nathan Faden, Quentin Moore coming onto pit road now. Mark Davison, Zachary Fitzball, Juan Garcia. As there's damage to William Block. Okay. Might have been some arc weights going onto pit road. And now the 18 comes in, the 27, the 42, the 10, 75, 72, the 43, the 78, the 14, the 2, the 33, the 96, the 77, the 24, and the 7 of Johnny Gardner. All come down onto pit road for the second and final round of pit stops here in the Coca Cola 600. Now where is the 34 of Trey White. He came down onto pit road first. There he is right now. He has a gap on Travis Crampton. And remember, Trey White came down one lap before everyone else came down onto pit road. Is that going to be the ultimate deciding factor in this whole thing? Who knows? Meanwhile, where is the 72? Where's the 70? Oh, never mind. Because now, indeed, Trey White with strategy. Coming down one lap earlier than everyone else. He has 2.5 second gap over Travis Crampton. And then, about 4 seconds back is Tom Jonas. So now this is gonna just be a all-out chase to see if Crampton can chase down Trey White and if Jonas can chase down Travis Crampton. Jeff Scott is in 4th, same way that he came in on pit stops. 5th is Ace Garcia, great one for him. 6th is Christian Vargas. And cautions out. Veronica Platts with damage. Heavy front end and heavy back end damage for Veronica Platts. And this changes everything. As the 41 once again onto pit road, looks like he was involved in the clash once again. This time with an actual clash. Tough break for Veronica Platts. But now this changes everything. We just have pit stops. Will anyone come back in to maybe decide to top off? Pit road is open, but I highly doubt it that we will see any of these guys come back in, because they only did 3 or 4 laps under green, and no one's going to come on in, even the 20 for some reason. And I'm sorry for my cat. So, with that being said, guys, anyway, let's see of what caused the first caution of the night in the Coca Cola 600 here at Charlotte. Okay, so this what happened. Platts was coming off a pit road, and the same thing that happened to Vargas in the 21 in the Krispy Kreme Series race happened to Platts. Came up the track right in front of the 33 of Eli Bright, and all to go into the outside wall for Platts. Minor crash, but how about Michael Canto missing that 20 coming up the track? But just a 2-car crash, but this changes everything, the whole dynamic in the 600. Here we go, on board with the 33 of Eli Bright. Second on board is on board with the 96 of Michael Canto. for our third and final onboard with the 20 of Veronica Platts. Welcome back, everyone, to the Red Bull Cup Series Coca Cola 624 cars on the lead lap, and it will be a 11 lap shootout. Can Trey White hold off to Travis Crampton and Tom Jonas and Jeff Scott and everyone else who's on the lead lap? Let's find out. 11 laps to go in the Coca Cola 600. Trey White with a good restart, but so did Crampton. And Jonas is going to follow through with Crampton. And he's going to help a fellow Chevy. But here comes Jeff Scott in the 22. Remember, Ford has yet to win this season. Trey White and Jeff Scott are the best bets, but they're going to have to try really hard now. Travis Crampton out front and Tom Jonas in second. Two guys that have been towards the bottom of points all season long. Out front with 9 laps to go in the 600. Trey White has a lot of ground to make up now if he wants to win his first career win on this channel. Now Ace Garcia is going to get by. And here comes Jeff Scott in the 22. Mr. Consistent. 4th or 5th place car all day. And now he has a shot at it. 2 at and he's in second right now. And remember, William Block is not on the lead lap, but he is trying to just stay there with these guys and hope for a caution. But if these guys are not careful, here comes Ace Garcia. Trey White, watch away. Who, remember when I said I don't think has a shot at the win? Now he does. And Patrick Smith, the Daytona 500 winner. Now he's making his way up front. This might become into a 6 or 7 car battle for the win in the 600. Ace Garcia has caught up to William Block in the 21. But he's a lap car. He's going to get by him right here. At least try to. Here comes Roger Wade in the 42, trying to get 5th away from the 34. Travis Crampton, he has had a terrible season. I've said this on and on, and on and on. What a way would this be to change the season around to win the 600? Well, in 5 laps, he could very well win season 1 of the Red Bull Cup Series. Not Daytona 500, but season 1 of the Red Bull Cup Series Coca Cola 600. But he's gonna have to hold off a hard charging 22 Ford of Jeff Scott, a hard charging number 88 of Tom Jonas, and possibly even Ace Garcia or Watch away. That's Patrick Smith trying to get underneath Trey White. I'm sorry, but I think Trey White might have choked on this restart. And I'm sorry for my cat. I'm sorry for my cat if you do hear him. But yeah. Anyway, 3 laps to go in the Coca Cola 600. Here comes Jeff Scott in the 22. Ford has yet to win this season. Tom Jonas up to second, William Block forces Travis up high. Whoa, contact with the 23 and the 42. Can Ford get the first win of the season? 2 laps to go in the Coca Cola 600. Does Tom Jones have anything for him? It's gonna come down to Jeff Scott and Tom Jones. But how about Roger Wade in the 42 out of nowhere up to third? William Block is not letting them go by easily, and it's gonna be too little too late for everyone else. Final lap in the Coca Cola 600. Jeff Scott leading. Can he get forward the first win of the season? Tom Jones, who's had a terrible season, right there in second. He tried, but he got loose going into the baton. Ford is finally gonna get the first Red Bull Cup Series win. Jones tried out the last second, can't do it. Jeff Scott and Ford punches their ticket into the Red Bull Cup Series chase. Wow, took them 7 races to do so, but Team Penske, the 22 car, and Ford finally get it done. And the Coca Cola 600, and Ford gets the first Red Bull Cup Series points paying win. How about that? And oh god, Quentin Moore and Platts. Quentin Moore is stuck on the apron. Well then. But a great job for Jeff Scott getting forward the first win of the season and the longest race of the season too in the Coca Cola 600. Jeff Scott gets it done. Tom Jones in second. Great one for him. That's what he needed after a terrible start of the season up to this point. Roger Wade in third out of nowhere. And how about Patrick Smith? 2-time runner. Once again, finishes in the top 10 out of nowhere in fourth. Travis Crampton, he was up front all day long. Had the lead there until 3 or 4 laps to go. Still gets a great top 5 finish. Came into this race last in points. Great 1-for-1. Christian Vargas, the Phoenix winner in 6th. 8th Garcia in 7th. Gatlin Downey in 8th. Twin White, by far the dominant car of the day, gets 9th. How about Andrew Miller out of nowhere in 10th. Anthony Campbell out of nowhere in 11th. Mark Davidson, Auto Club winner in 12th. Nathan Phelan in 13th. Diego Yepes in 14th. John Andrews in 15th. First all the way down to 23rd. We're on the lead lap. And then it was Block, Lewis, Warman, Wade, Allard, Boyles, Friesen, Watson, Hickton, DeLillo, Henderson, Bright, Moore, Platts, Mensloff, and Garner 1 or 2 laps down. Mensloff and Garner 2 laps down. And then John Gilbert, I don't know what happened to him. He ends up finishing 6 laps down. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the Coca Cola 600 longest race of the season. Man, that was a blast. So thank you guys so much for watching, and either most likely tomorrow there will be a video out for the All-Star Race fan vote. So and to discuss the whole All-Star Race stuff as well, because that will be next. And then after the All-Star Race at Eldora, it will be Talladega for Krispy Kreme and Red Bull Cup Series. That's gonna be good, and stay tuned for that. So for now, congrats to Ford on getting the first Red Bull Cup Series win. Congrats to Jeff Scott on getting his first career NS Racing 42 win. And congrats for Jeff Scott for punching his ticket into the chase. And then for now, here are the burnouts for Jeff Scott. And here are the points after race 7 of the season. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm NRLOA Racing 42, aka Nathan Stapleton, and I will see you guys next time at NRLOA for the All-Star Open and for the All-Star Race. Until then, see you guys.
You get what you came for.